Monday becomes Tuesday, Tuesday becomes Wednesday, days move forward quietly, until weeks turn into months and months into years. One day you pause and gently wonder, where did the time go? The book you wanted to write, the project you planned to start, the skill you hoped to learn. The time didn't disappear. It drifted away slowly without resistance, like sand slipping through an open hand. This is one of the great challenges of modern life. Your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, are constantly being claimed by something else, often without your awareness. The cause isn't a lack of discipline, it isn't failure. It's the natural tendency of the human brain combined with tools designed to hold your focus. In Make Time, Jake Knapp and John Zaratsky offer a different approach. They don't ask you to do more, they help you create space for what truly matters. This book is a guide to living intentionally, one day at a time. Let's begin. Chapter 1: The Busy Bandwagon versus the Infinity Pool. There are two forces quietly shaping your days. The first is the busy bandwagon. It's the belief that being busy means being important. That movement equals progress. So calendars fill, days crowd, and still something feels missing. The second force is the infinity pool, your phone, always nearby, always inviting. An endless stream of information and entertainment with no natural stopping point. You reach for one thing and stay far longer than you intended. Not because you lack control, but because the system was designed that way. The Make Time framework helps you step out of both patterns. It creates breathing room in your day and clarity in your focus. Chapter 2: The Four-Step Framework. This method is simple, gentle, repeatable. Each day follows the same rhythm: highlight, laser, energy, reflect. One clear priority, focused attention, sustainable energy, and thoughtful reflection. Over time, this rhythm reshapes your days. The concept of highlights breaks this tyranny. It says, forget the to-do list. Just pick one thing, not 10, not 5. 1. Your highlight is a focused block of 60 to 90 minutes, long enough to matter, short enough to finish. That balance is important, because meaning without completion leads to frustration, and small tasks without meaning lead nowhere. So how do you choose your highlight? There are three simple paths. First, urgency. Ask yourself, what absolutely needs to happen today? A deadline, a submission, a time-sensitive responsibility, something that cannot wait. Second, satisfaction. Now ask a different question. What would I feel proud finishing today? Something personal, something creative, something you've been postponing. Imagine this example. A woman starts her day with a crowded schedule, emails to answer, a team meeting, a project deadline approaching. All of those feel urgent. But there's also something else on her mind, an idea for a new project she's been meaning to explore. It isn't urgent. No one is waiting for it, but it matters. Buying a birthday gift for a friend would feel satisfying. Answering emails is reactive. Meetings are reactive, but brainstorming that new project, that's proactive. So she chooses her highlight, one focused hour brainstorming that idea. Why? Because reactive tasks maintain the present, but proactive work shapes the future. And most highlights live in that space, important but not urgent. Third, joy. Finally, ask yourself, what do I genuinely want to do today? Practice guitar, write, walk, create. Yes, your joy can be your highlight. A life made entirely of obligation eventually burns out. Joy isn't a distraction, it's fuel. Every morning you organize your day around one main quest. Everything else becomes a side quest. And here's the rule that changes everything: if you complete even one highlight, you've won the day. Chapter 4: The Apocalypse of Laser Distractions. Now you've chosen your highlight. The question becomes, where will the time come from? The answer is simple but uncomfortable. You have to make time, and you make time by eliminating distractions. Distractions are silent killers of focus, and the greatest breeding ground for them is your smartphone. To protect your attention, you must turn your phone from a tempting playground into a boring tool. Step 1. Remove infinity pool apps. Social media, endless news feeds, video platforms. If you truly need them, access them through a browser. That small layer of friction is often enough to stop mindless scrolling before it starts. Step 2. Turn off notifications. Every buzz, every vibration, every banner fractures your focus. And once focus is broken, it can take 15 to 20 minutes to fully return. Keep notifications only for calls and direct messages. Everything else can wait. One of the authors of this book made a radical choice. He deleted the email app from his phone. No email, anywhere, anytime. He realized something important. There is no email so urgent it can't wait 2 or 3 hours. Now he checks email only on his laptop, twice a day. That single decision gave him back hours of deep focus. Train your brain to work in distraction-free zones. When it's time for your highlight, put your phone on airplane mode or leave it in another room. Give yourself permission to be unreachable, and something surprising will happen. You'll get bored. And boredom is focus's best friend. Chapter 5, Energy. Fuel your brain. Your brain is a high-performance machine. If you feed it poor fuel, ignore maintenance, and push it non-stop, it will fail you when you need it most. Energy is the foundation of everything. Not just what you eat, but when and how you eat. Eating at consistent times stabilizes energy. Excess sugar and processed carbs create short bursts followed by long crashes. Movement matters too. Exercise is miracle fertilizer for the brain. It strengthens focus, improves mood, unlocks creativity, and it doesn't require a gym. Even a 20-minute daily walk can dramatically improve mental clarity. Imagine two people stuck on the same difficult problem. One stays at their desk, pushing harder, forcing focus. The other steps outside, moves their body, lets their mind breathe. When they return, only one of them sees the solution clearly. The other person drops everything and goes for a simple 15-minute walk. Who do you think has a better chance of finding the solution? Movement unsticks the stuck parts of the brain. It increases blood flow. It sparks creativity. It resets attention. Sometimes the fastest way forward is to step away. And finally, there's sleep. Sleep is not a luxury. It's a biological necessity. It's when your brain processes the day, connects ideas, and clears mental toxins. When you're sleep deprived, your mind becomes foggy. Your judgment weakens. You make poor decisions, often without realizing it. A good night's sleep isn't just rest. It's the strongest guarantee of focus and productivity the next day. Chapter 6, The Burner List. Another powerful way to escape the tyranny of endless to-do lists is something called the burner list. Think of it like a kitchen. You have a stove with 2 burners, a large front burner and a smaller back burner. Your front burner is reserved for your biggest priority, your most important work. Your highlight usually lives here. This is where your full attention goes. Only one pot is allowed on this burner at a time. The back burner is for tasks that matter but aren't urgent. Things like planning a vacation or slowly developing a side project. They simmer quietly in the background. Here's an example. A woman is writing a book. That's her front burner. She also needs to research renovations for her home. That goes on the back burner. Most of her energy stays with the book. But when she needs a mental break or has 15 or 20 free minutes, she nudges the back burner task forward a little. There's also a third place in this kitchen, the sink. This is your maybe later list. Random ideas, loose thoughts, tasks with no clear priority. You don't forget them, you just don't let them clutter your mind. This system creates clarity. You know exactly what deserves focus, and everything else can wait. Chapter 7, Designing the Day. Waking up and asking, "What should I do today?" is a recipe for distraction. People who practice make time design their day before it begins. They control their calendar instead of being controlled by it. The most effective tool here is time blocking. That means blocking time in your calendar not just for meetings, but for meaningful work, especially your highlight. For example, if your highlight is working on a presentation, you block 10:00 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. as do not disturb highlight time. This does 2 things. It protects your focus, and it signals to others that this time matters. You move from reacting to other people's priorities to acting on your own. You're no longer managing the day. You're directing it. You become the architect of your time. Chapter 8, The Power of Done. Many people delay starting because they believe everything must be perfect. This belief is dangerous. Perfectionism is procrastination wearing a clever disguise. Make time follows a different rule. Don't wait for perfect, just get it done. Done creates momentum. Done creates feedback. Perfect creates delay. Here's an example. One creator wants to make the perfect video. He rewrites the script again and again, never satisfied. Another creator aims for good enough. He makes the video, uploads it, and listens to feedback. Audio could be better. Lighting needs work. He improves the next one. A year later, one creator has made 50 imperfect videos and learned a massive amount. The other is still polishing a script no one has seen. Keep your standards reasonable. Do your best, then move forward. Starting matters more than waiting. Chapter 9. Reflect. Your daily report card, the most important part of the day, often comes at the end. Reflection takes just 5 to 10 minutes, but it can multiply your learning tenfold. Before bed, ask yourself, what was my highlight today? Did I complete it? Which focus strategy did I use? Did it help? How was my energy? What made me happiest today? And what one thing would I do differently tomorrow? This turns life into a living experiment. One person wrote, turning off notifications improved my focus, but I worried I was missing something. Tomorrow's experiment. Check notifications for 5 minutes every 2 hours. Reflection prevents repetition of mistakes. It turns passing days into lessons learned. Chapter 10. The unsexy power of infrastructure. We often chase motivation and willpower, but the real secret to consistency is something far less exciting. Infrastructure. Infrastructure is the environment and systems that make good choices easy and bad choices difficult. It ends the willpower battle before it begins. Example, trying to eat healthy. The willpower approach. Keep ice cream in the freezer and resist it daily. The infrastructure approach. Stop buying ice cream, stock healthy snacks instead. Now the easy choice is the right choice. Good systems beat good intentions. Every time. Chapter 11. Caffeine. Friend or foe. Coffee is one of the most powerful tools for focus when used correctly. Most people drink it too early. When you wake up, your brain releases cortisol, a natural wake-up hormone. Drinking caffeine immediately just stacks stimulation on stimulation. A better strategy. Wait 90 to 120 minutes after waking. That's when cortisol drops and caffeine works best. Also, respect the caffeine curfew. Stop after 2:00 p.m. even if you fall asleep. Late caffeine quietly destroys sleep quality. Make caffeine your tool, not your crutch. Chapter 12. The perfect lunch. Lunch can either fuel your focus or destroy it. Heavy, carb-loaded meals pull blood toward digestion and away from the brain. The result? The afternoon crash. The make time approach is simple. Eat light. Vegetables, healthy fats, clean protein, food that energizes, not sedates. Think of lunch as fuel for your brain, not a burden for your body. Chapter 13. In your face, out of sight, out of mind. If your highlight isn't visible, your brain will forget it. Give your intention a physical form. A sticky note on your laptop. Shoes by the door. A water bottle on your desk. Make your environment your silent coach. Chapter 14. The myth of the early bird. There's no single schedule for success. Some people thrive in the morning, others peak late at night. What matters is honoring your natural rhythm. Find your peak energy window and schedule your highlights there. Success has many clocks. Chapter 15. The power of doing nothing. Rest isn't just sleep. It's moments of mental stillness, walking without your phone, sitting quietly, letting your mind wander. This is where insight lives. Schedule nothing on purpose. Chapter 16. The someday trap. Someday is where dreams go to die. Make time turn someday into today. Small steps. One highlight at a time. That's how mountains are crossed. Chapter 17. Designing your environment. Willpower is fragile. Environment is powerful. Reduce friction for good habits. Increase friction for bad ones. Let your surroundings do the hard work for you. Chapter 18. The power of one. Make time doesn't just change what you do. It changes who you are. From reactive to intentional, from busy to meaningful. One highlight at a time. A year later, one creator has produced 50 imperfect videos, learned from real feedback, and grown with every attempt. The other, still polishing a perfect script that no one has ever seen. That's the difference. Keep your standards reasonable. Give your best effort, then move forward. You can always improve the next version. Starting matters more than waiting. Chapter 9. Reflect. Your daily report card, the most important part of the day, might actually be the last part, reflection. It takes only 5 to 10 minutes, but it can accelerate learning tenfold. Before going to bed, open a notebook and answer a few simple questions. What was my highlight today? Did I complete it? Which focus tactic did I use? Did it work? How was my energy level today? What made me happiest? And what one thing would I like to do better tomorrow? Here's an example. One person experimenting with turning off notifications wrote, "Today I turned off notifications. My focus improved, but I also felt anxious about missing something important. So tomorrow's experiment became, I'll check notifications for 5 minutes every 2 hours. This is a scientific process. Every day you're running a small experiment on yourself and reviewing the results. Reflection prevents you from repeating the same mistakes. It creates awareness. It turns a day that simply passed into a lesson that stays. Chapter 10. The unsexy power of infrastructure. We love to talk about motivation, about discipline, about willpower. But Jake and John argue that long-term success comes from something far less exciting: infrastructure. Infrastructure is the system and environment you build around yourself to make good choices easy and bad choices difficult. It ends the willpower battle before it even begins. Here's a simple example. Someone wants to eat healthier. The willpower approach says, keep ice cream in the freezer and resist it every night. That's a losing battle. The infrastructure approach says, stop buying ice cream altogether and stock the fridge with healthy options instead. Now when hunger hits, the easy choice is the right one. Your environment is working for you. Ask yourself, what system can I build that makes this behavior almost automatic? Because a good system will always beat good intentions. Chapter 11. Caffeine. Friend or foe? Coffee may be the most powerful productivity hack in the world, but most people use it incorrectly. Jake and John suggest treating caffeine as a strategic tool, not a daily dependency. Most of us drink coffee immediately after waking up. That's a mistake. When you wake, your brain naturally releases cortisol, the hormone that helps you feel alert. Drinking caffeine right away just stacks artificial energy on top of natural energy. A better strategy: wait 90 to 120 minutes after waking. That's when cortisol begins to drop and caffeine provides its strongest benefit. Here's an example. A woman wakes up at 7:00 a.m. and drinks coffee at 7:05. By 11:00 a.m., she feels sluggish and unfocused, so she runs an experiment. She still wakes at 7:00 but delays her first coffee until 9:30. The result? More stable energy, no sharp crash. Better focus throughout the day. Caffeine works best when it supports your biology, not fights it. She discovered that her energy stayed steady throughout the day, and the familiar afternoon crash simply disappeared. One final rule with caffeine: respect your caffeine curfew. Stop consuming caffeine after 2:00 p.m. even if you think you're falling asleep easily. Late caffeine quietly destroys the quality of your sleep. Make caffeine your servant, not your master. Chapter 12. The perfect lunch can either support your focus or quietly sabotage it. A heavy carb-loaded meal, pizza, pasta, fast food, often leads to a food coma. Your body sends blood to your stomach for digestion and your brain is left underpowered. The result? Sluggish thinking, low energy, foggy focus. The make time philosophy is simple: eat a light lunch. Your lunch should energize you, not put you to sleep. Picture an office lunch break. Most people go out, eat a heavy meal, and return to their desks slow and unfocused, watching the clock until mid-afternoon. One employee made a different choice. He began bringing a large salad packed with vegetables, nuts, and a modest amount of protein. After lunch, while others struggled to stay alert, he remained clear, energized, and productive. This doesn't mean starving yourself. It means eating intelligently. Vegetables, healthy fats like avocado and olive oil, clean protein. These foods provide sustained energy without the crash. Think of lunch as fuel for your brain, not a burden on your stomach. Chapter 13. In your face. This is one of the simplest and most powerful focus tactics in the Make Time system. Put your highlight in your face. Our brains follow a simple rule: out of sight, out of mind. If your goal isn't visible, your attention will drift. So give your intention a physical form. A writer whose highlight was to write 500 words wrote 500 words on a large sticky note and placed it directly on her laptop screen. Every time she unconsciously reached for social media, the note reminded her of her real mission. If your highlight is exercise, place your running shoes by the door. If it's hydration, keep a large water bottle on your desk. Turn your environment into a personal coach, one that quietly reminds you what matters most. Chapter 14. The myth of the early bird. The early bird gets the worm. This phrase has shaped how we think about success. But it's only half true. Yes, many successful people wake up early, and many equally successful people do their best work late at night. The truth is simple: it doesn't matter when you wake up. What matters is understanding your chronotype, your body's natural rhythm. Some people are morning larks, others are night owls. Neither is better, neither is wrong. Consider this example. A young man noticed his creativity peaked after 10:00 p.m. Ideas flowed easily. Focus came naturally. But social pressure pushed him to wake at 5:00 a.m. instead. The result: constant fatigue, low productivity, frustration. So he ran an experiment. He allowed himself to sleep later, waking around 8:00 or 9:00 a.m. Almost immediately, his productivity improved. He wasn't being lazy. He was finally working with his body instead of against it. Find your peak energy window and schedule your highlights there. There is no universal timetable for success. The best schedule is the one that works for you. A year later, another YouTuber has made 50 imperfect videos and learned a lot. Soft pause while the first creator is still writing the perfect script. Keep your standards reasonable. Give your best effort and then move on. You can always improve it in the next version, because getting started is the most important step. Chapter 9. Reflect your daily report card. The most important part of your day is often the last part of your day. Short pause reflection takes only 5 to 10 minutes, but it can accelerate your learning tenfold. Before bed, ask yourself a few simple questions. What was my highlight today? Did I accomplish it? Which laser tactic did I use and did it work? How was my energy level today? What made me happiest? And what one thing could I do better tomorrow? This is a scientific process. You are running an experiment on yourself every single day. Reflection turns an ordinary day into a lesson learned. Chapter 10. The unsexy power of infrastructure. We chase motivation. We rely on willpower. But long-term success hides in a boring word: infrastructure. Infrastructure is the environment you create to make the right choice easy and the wrong choice difficult. A good system will always beat good willpower. Chapter 11. Caffeine, friend or foe. Coffee is powerful, but only when used strategically. When you wake up, your brain already releases cortisol. Drinking coffee immediately wastes its potential. Wait 90 to 120 minutes. That's when caffeine works for you. And remember your caffeine curfew. Stop after 2 p.m. Make caffeine your servant, not your master. When your team sees you calm, focused, and doing meaningful work, they naturally want to do the same. Short pause. When your family sees you present in the evenings, not lost in your phone, they begin to follow that example too. For instance, a team leader made one quiet rule for herself: no emails after 6 p.m. At first, her team found it strange. But soon they noticed something important. She was more rested, more creative, more effective the next morning. Without any announcements, the team slowly adopted the same habit. The culture changed not through force but through example. You don't need to change the world, you only need to change yourself. A good example is more powerful than any lecture. Chapter 19. It's a game, not a war. Productivity is not a war you must win. It's a game you learn to play. Some days you'll feel sharp, focused, energized. Those are great days. Other days, nothing works. Your attention sinks into the infinity pool. That's okay. It's not failure, it's data. Reflection helps you ask better questions, not harsh judgments. What happened today? Why didn't it work? What can I try tomorrow? Progress doesn't require perfection, just improvement. Chapter 20. The payoff, so what's the real reward of make time? It's not just productivity, it's time itself. Time that once disappeared into busyness is now yours again. Time to build something meaningful. Time to be present with family. Time to rest without guilt. These small, quiet moments are what create a meaningful life. Make time doesn't just make you better at work. It makes you more human. It gives you back the most valuable gift of all, your own time.